And finish up our toilet, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna offset that little 3-inch line. We'll go like 5 inches up and 5 down. Then you can delete that middle one. Then I'm gonna extend it to the circle. Then trim out the extra part. So it looks like part of a keyhole. Everyone understand how to do that? Aye. We've done this already. Okay, offset 5. Right? Up and down. Okay? Delete the middle line. Okay, then we're going to extend. EX. Or it's up here. Under trim is extend. Okay? Select the circle. Hit enter. Then select the 2 lines and it'll jump over. Then trim. Select the 2 lines and select the center of the circle. So EX is extend. Select the circle. Select, hit spacebar, and then hit the 2 lines.
Once you got those 2 lines and leave the middle one?
Yes. Then you're going to trim it off.
When you select just the circle, when you're trimming it?
No, you can select the upper line and the lower line. Okay? Then we're going to fill it. So F, or it's up here. Oops, it's up here. Okay? The radius, let's try 2. No. Let me figure this out. Let's try 8. No. 12. Fillet radius of 12. Now it looks like a toilet, huh?
Looks like a pacifier.
Pacifier. Well, it's a toilet because we didn't want to draw on the lips, remember? We gave up on ellipses. It does a little bit, you're right. Sideways light bulb. A doorknob. Look, I just drew one thing and you got like 4 objects out of it. Look at how fast you guys are. There you go. Alright, and then we're going to fill at the edges of the actual tank part of the thing. So that just should be like a radius of like 1.
I'm trying to do the fillet.
The fillet?
Fillet?
Fillet is what you eat.
Yeah. So select the first object, which is the round, half circle, whatever.
Yeah.
Enter?
No. So you have to first select your radius. Fillet, then type R. And you're just probably going to say 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yeah.
Now type 12.
Enter.
Now hit enter. Now click the circle and then the line.
And then you
Better?
Repeat, yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Repeat it
On the top.
on the top.
But this time your radius will already be at 12.
Okay, so just say fillet or fillet.
Fillet. Fillet is what we eat. Or how we cook or how we cut, right? It's a cut of meat, right? A fillet is a cut of meat. That's right.
All right.
I always wanted to be a chef and never had the patience.
This doesn't require patience at all.
Nah, not at all. This is fun, man. I don't know what you guys are talking about, dude. Dude, I'll tell you right now, and I gotta pause this real quick. Control P, right? Pick your printer. In this case, this one, right? This is the one you guys have?
Yeah.
Look, it says it. Building 13, room 2232. Right? Right? It says it right there. In this case, I just did a window. You guys will be doing layout. here, but since we're in the model space, you're not gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and preview it first. I suggest you preview it all the time. Looks good enough. Plot it. Hopefully we don't get no errors. No, didn't get any errors. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna finish up our toilet. It's close enough. Like I said, we're not putting a handle, not doing any of that stuff. So we're gonna put this on the plumbing fixtures layer as well. Okay. So for this one, I'm actually gonna draw a small little line that's just 2 inches, and that's simply so I can select the base point when I do a block. So we're gonna go ahead and do block again. Okay. I'm gonna hit. So this one will just be. We'll just call it toilet. Simple enough. Once you get into like elevations and stuff, sometimes you want to put like toilet PLN or toilet plan, toilet EL, EV, so you have toilet elevation, blah blah blah. For now, just call it toilet.
You go under where?
I'm just here under block, typed in block. That's all I've done. Then I type the name as toilet, and then I'm gonna hit pick point. So the reason I created that little 2-inch thing is because I want my insertion point to be away from my block by 2 inches. So if I use that as the insertion point, and then I go ahead and I hit select objects. But I'm going to select all the objects, but I'm not going to select that little, the 2-inch line that I created.
Oh man, I already selected it.
Hit shift and select it again.
I'm already back on block.
So hit select objects.
Okay.
And it should start over.
3 to 3.
So block, toilet.
Cool?
Go.
Open in block editor. And you can see it's 2 inches away from the origin point. Like magic?
Redo.
Redo?
Yeah.
Alright. So you see I drew a line 2 inches, right? From the center of the rectangle. Then I typed in the word block. Then I hit pick point. And I picked this center point here. Middle point, I should say. Then I hit select objects. Select all of them except for my little 2-inch line. Yep. Hit OK. Don't hit escape. Make sure you have the word toilet typed in.
And then once you select the objects, enter.
Yeah, or space bar.
Okay.
Did you get a little box?
Yeah.
Hit OK. Yeah, I'm going to redefine it, sure. No?
Yeah.
Alright.
You're not extra punches from the.
Huh?
Oh, there. Yeah. You had it. I didn't have the 2 inches.
So move it. What's that? Yep.
It's.
So you don't need that line no more. Get rid of it. What happened?
You know how we had it connected? It shows that it's not connected anymore. The toilet seat with the toilet tank, it shows that it's not connected.
Because you didn't select the last little lines.
I did.
They didn't.
I selected each little line.
Hit close block. So here, if I do this, let's do this. I'm going to show you real quick. So, if, where's,
I'll probably just selected the radius.
yep. So, let's say you had this and you don't have these little lines, right? You don't have those 2 lines.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't, because you didn't select them. So, are you still in block editor? Is your screen gray or black?
Great.
Okay, so go up at the upper right and hit close block. Upper right corner. Okay, so you have this, right? So I want you to highlight the block, right? Right click on it and hit edit block in place. Okay? Then it's going to give you the name. You hit toilet, hit OK. So you're going to see here how it's grayed out the 2 points that I don't have, right?
I have accepted.
So here, add to working set. You see this button up here? Top right. Up here.
Oh,
So you can hit that button, right?
add to working set.
Then you're going to go and you're going to click those 2 lines. Then you can hit enter. And then they should turn bright red. Okay, now up here it says save changes.
And that happened because we did extent.
Well, that's just because you just didn't pick the lines. It's just because when the fillet, there was a line and the fillet didn't go all the way to the tank. So, it looks like it's going all the way, but there's a small little line.
Oh.
That was good though. We figured out a problem and solved it.
So now I do the whole thing again.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Alright, so we're going to go and we're gonna drag it over here. Then we're going to drag it up 18 inches. So, the dimension to the center of your toilet should be 54 inches. Notice I said to the center.
You said 18, right?
18.
You said 18.
From here.
Oh, so we just pick the bottom point?
Yep.
And
Then we're going to draw a big, big, big tub. Like the sauna style ones, you know what I mean?
50.
Not quite 50. Because you like the bear claw and everything, right? Alright. So, we're going to go and we're going to create a box. A rectangle, a square, whatever you want. What's that?
couldn't do the toilet.
Yes, you can.
How big do you want the box?
72 by 36.
72 by 36.
So if any of you guys get a really weird box, remember to hit the @ sign first.
What was the fillet on the toilet?
On which part? On the tank or on the
Tank to the bowl.
12? And then the corners of the tank itself are 1. What's that?
3 to 3. The base is loaded.
How big is the square?
72 by 36. Then we're going to offset. And this time we're going to offset it 4 inches to the inside. Then I'm going to make the left side 8.
Offset.
Let me just stretch it to
What's up?
that.
Wait. 4 inches.
I made the left side 8. So there's an extra step you have to do.
So original rec was
72 by 36. Then I offsetted the rectangle to make it smaller by 4 inches.
32 or 36.
And then I stretched the left side 4 more inches so that it's 8.
I got it.
I stretched the left side 4 more inches to make it 8. Good? No good? I'm gonna do it again? Okay. So I got the rectangle, right? Then I use the stretch command. And I stretch it 4 more inches. 4. Say 4, 3?
Did you offset the?
I've set it 4. Then stretch it 4 inches. Then I'm gonna stretch it 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Delete it. I'll make you guys do it all over again. I'm changing the dimensions, so
Delete the whole thing?
Some size.
no, delete the
The
tub.
whole thing.
Start it over?
Yep.
Yeah, the whole house.
All right. So your first step is draw a rectangle 72. Oops, I screwed up already. At 72, 36. Right? Got a rectangle.
72.
Well, offset 6.
Oh.
72, comma 36.
Offset 6. Then we're gonna stretch, and I want you to stretch it the left side in 4 inches.
Not offset?
Offset is 6.
Offset is 6.
Stretch it in 4. So now this dimension should be 10. Right here, this should be 10. Okay? I'm doing this for your own good, I'm telling you. Then I want to stretch. I'm going to be extreme, and we're going to do 4 inches up and 4 inches down. Okay. One more block. This is the last block of the night. Promise. Block. Huh? Just I'm showing you a different way of doing the same thing.
I'll make different.
Called tub.
Block.
Tub. My pick point, I'm using the upper right. Select my objects. I'm going to select those. So, and I'm going to leave open and block editor on. So for Guillermo, I just wanted to show him that you could actually change the layers here. So if you go back to the home tab, we go to P fixture, you could actually change the layers. Hit close block editor, save changes the tub, and as you can see, it's now on the correct layer. Haha! See? Then I want to do draw, or sorry, under modify, I want to do draw order, and I want to send it to the back. Voila. This is my crazy looking tub.
Once we hit the block, and then we get the pick point, and then we select the tab, then we just put okay. Yes.
And then you change the layers inside the block editor. So you got to go back to the home tab because it's not going to be on the home tab.
How big is the tofu?
This is weird.
72 by 36.
Yeah. That's cool.
You got a little space.
Yeah, in between.
Yeah.
Like the
It's
top.
supposed to be 5 inches, right?
Did you not offset 72 inches when you offset 72 inches? Does everybody have a space?
Oh, that's why.
The inside dimension
On
of...
the block editor, I can't even see my tab.
Put it off by the
So, highlight everything. You can Control A.
So, close editor.
Alright, so in here, in the new dimension styles, you should have 0.125 for the baseline, the extend beyond dims, and the offset. And then under symbols and arrows, change it from closed field to architectural tick. The second one should automatically change for you. Then you're going to do on the arrow size, you're going to type 0.125. On the center mark, 0.125. And I believe the break size are defaulted at 0.125. In the text, you're going to leave it as standard text for now. For the text height, 0.125. All the rest of this is fine, except for the bottom offset from dim line is going to be 0.125. Okay? Then under the fit options, under use overall scale of, type 48. Okay? Primary units, we're going to change it from decimal to architectural.
You're on the next one, right? You're
Yes,
primary
on primary units. Precision, we could leave at, you could change it to 1/4 of an inch. We don't go to 16. And then in the bottom where it says 0 depression, where it says 0 inches, uncheck that box. Cool? Down here on the bottom, this one, uncheck this box. So if it has 120 feet and 0 inches, if that says 0, it gets rid of it. But I wanted to show up. Make sense? Okay? So that looks all good for now. So we're going to go ahead and click OK, and then we're going to hit close. And then it should change your dimension style. Okay?
Should we set it as current?
Yeah, it's fine. It should automatically do it when you create a new one. Then we're going to go ahead and do a dimension, and you're going to see like it's going to actually be quite big, but it's fine. That's why I was saying this is actually going to be really big for how small this drawing is.
You're under.
So I'm still under Annotate, under the Annotate tab. So the simplest way to do it is if you just click this dimension here, or the other one is linear. And under linear, you're going to have linear, angled, yes? Oh, you're going to raise your hand? Stretching? Oh, Jesus. Jeez. Yep. You can click linear, you can click dimension, doesn't matter.
And then we just.
Yep. Then you just pick a point, and pick another point. So the first point is going to be the start point, the end point is going to be the end point, and then the third point is actually going to be where the dimension line shows up. So you see how first point, second point, and then you see how I could pull it all the way up, put it all the way up here? Or I guess simply put it right here. The other little trick to do too is if you're doing a linear one. So if you don't want to hit the point and the point, I could simply hit spacebar one more time. Okay? Then you see how my cursor changes to a box? So if I click on a line, it's going to give me the dimension of that line. So it's a lot faster. You don't have to click point, point. So again, if I hit the linear dimension, right?
Yeah.
And then rather than hitting a start point, I simply hit enter. You guys can do it. Go ahead and do it. And you see how your cursor changes to a box, right? Now click on a line. You see how it did the full dimension, that full line, even though you only clicked on one point?
Yep.
So. Okay. Yay, no, yes, no, maybe so. All right, so let's go ahead, everybody. Here we go. Stretching again. Stretch. Okay? Stretch. We're going to stretch this corner right here. This little guy right here. Okay?
Stretch.
Okay?
What corner?
This corner right here.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm going to stretch it to the left. And I'm going to do 12 inches. Okay? So I'm typing 12.
If I don't have, if it's not showing the corner, I don't have the.
It shouldn't have to show the corner. You should just be able to stretch the corner. So remember how you do a window across it. So look where I'm picking from. See how I'm picking right here? And then where I end?
Oh.
You see?
Okay.
Yeah. So 12. Okay? And the only reason I'm doing this is to show you the other dimension types. So if we go in here, under linear, so under linear here, if you hit the little arrow, you're going to see the angular. Okay? So if I pick, you have to pick two things that are, well, you don't have to pick, if you do a 90 degree, it'll show 90 degree. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then you can see it comes out to be, you know, that's 100 degrees. So you can figure out the angle between the two of them.
So select our circle line. So we select both of the lines.
No, you don't select the lines, you're selecting the node that you want to stretch. So remember, I'm stretching from here.
Yeah, I did
So
that.
I pick this point,
Right.
right? Yeah, and I go 12.
Right.
Okay? So for the angular, yeah, you select one line, you select the other line. Okay.
Okay, great.
Yeah?
Yep. 100.
Okay, and then the other one is aligned. So for instance, I have this angled line right here. So I could simply pick from point to point. And you see how the dimension is not necessarily, you know, perpendicular. It's not horizontal or vertical. It's actually on the same angle as that. So it actually gives me the nice length of that line there.
And what command are you on?
So under the same drop down,
Yeah.
there's linear. The second one is angled.
Align.
Angled. You want angled.
So it's linear.
Or aligned, sorry. Not
Yeah.
angled. Aligned. Yeah. My bad. Aligned. Yeah. Or you could go aligned and just hit enter and then pick the line. It'll do the same thing.
There we go.
Cool. All right. So the other ones have to do with the arcs, so we're gonna go with those next. But I want you to click the bottom left corner to that point there. So it should be that 2-inch dimension.
Same command or?
Under linear, should be linear. And then see the word that says continue. Click that one. Then just pick like 4 times. 5 times. So what that does is it helps create an actual string of dimensions instead of a single dimension at a time.
Okay. How do you do that one again?
So after hitting linear,
Yeah.
so this is where your first point and your second point are going to matter. So when you hit linear, you want to start left to right because I know my string is going to move left to right, okay? So I went left to right.
Oh.
Then without doing anything else, just hit the word continue. And then now you just have to pick endpoints.
Where's the word continue?
To the right, there's one that says linear, then quick, and then continue.
Oh. Whoa. I didn't select the first one, so it's ranking the other.
Everybody save.
I'm grabbing a different link.
So here, watch the screen. Okay?
Yeah.
So we go linear.
Yeah.
Okay? Pick the left to the right. Okay? Just keep watching. Then hit continue. See my mouse?
That's what I was missing.
Yep.
I wasn't setting up my first measurement.
Yep. It's gonna leave off whatever dimension you just did.
Yeah.
Then you can simply drag the 2 back out so it's on the outside, not over the other one. Cool? Good? Alright, so let's say, like I said, this is kind of too big, right, for this scale of drawing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to our dim styles and we're going to create another one. Okay? So we'll run through the same process again. So first, everybody select standard and hit set current. So that is your standard, is your set current. So we go through the whole process again.
Lead style.
Yep.
Set.
Select standard
Select.
and then hit set current.
Current.
Yep. So if we hit new, and then in the name, I want you to type 1-2 inch. Okay? So everyone click on the lines tab. So back on the first tab.
Once you put the 1-2, then continue.
Yeah. So in baseline spacing, 0.125. Then in the extend beyond ticks, and then also in the offset from origin, 0.125. So 3 boxes. Okay. Everyone got that? Okay, symbols and arrows. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hit architectural tick, and the second one should change for us. Arrow size, 0.125. Center mark, 0.125. Dimension break is defaulted to 0.125. Cool. Text.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. It's this arrow size and the center mark.
That's all we do.
That's all you need to change. And then architectural tick at the top for the arrowheads.
Yeah.
Then under here, under text height, 0.125, and then offset from dim line, 0.125. So this one, we're actually going to click this little bubble, because I just want to show you guys these few different. So aligned with dimension line, okay? Then I want you to come over here and hit, for text placement, hit above, and then the other one should be at centered. Oops, sorry, align, I meant to that. Yes, sorry.
Above, center.
So you see in the little box, you can kind of see what everything's doing. So
Yeah, it's kind of moving.
yeah, so instead of having it placed in between, typically in architectural drawings, you'll have it oriented to the way that it's dimensioning. So we're just gonna do that for now. Then under fit, instead of, well, yours should say 1, right? Let's try 24. Okay, that's the only thing you need to change in that whole box, in the whole tab. It's just fit to be 24. And then under decimal, we change it to architectural. It doesn't matter, just do 1/4 of an inch. Really doesn't matter. Then at the bottom, the 0 suppression. Yeah, the unit, sorry. The unit format is architectural, the precision is 1/4 inch. In here, you could change the fraction. If you want it to be a diagonal fraction like this, you could change it. If you don't want it to stack, it'll actually draw it all the way out. If you want it to stack, it's fine with me. As long as it stays consistent. You don't have one way and another the other way. Okay? So on here, uncheck the 0 inches, because we want to leave that dash 0 inches if it is 0 inches. Okay? Then we hit OK. We hit close. So, all of these are on the other style, right? So similar to layers, if I select my dimensions and I come up here to the top and I see where it says 1/4 and I click on half, it'll actually change the dimension style. Yeah. So one more time. So if I select on a dimension, right? Up here, you can see it says 1/4 inch, right? If I pull the drop down and I click 1/2 inch, it actually changes it. And just like layers, I could do match properties. So I could simply come in here and change all of them to be a little more respectful. Okay, what?
Something went wrong because mine got bigger.
You just got bigger? Did you type 0.125 or 125? So go ahead and go into type D enter to get in your dim styles. Okay? And then go ahead and modify on the, make sure you have 1-2 inch. Modify, right? So on your text, under the text tab, which is the third one from the right, where it says text height, what does it say?
1.25.
Ah, so type 0.125. Then hit OK and then hit close. Smaller?
Yes.
There you go.
And you use, this is just preference pretty much.
No, there is standards, so
It depends on
is it up here? It was up here before. Anyways, alright. So, and I'll give you guys like a printout of it, or I'll put it on Canvas, whichever one's easier. So, when you're thinking of the scale of your drawing, so the dimension styles are going to be based off of the scale of the drawing, right? So, for instance, if you know, there's generic scales, which if we look down here, they're all here, right here, right? I got 1, 2, blah blah blah, right? Then down here I have my architecturals, right? So if you think of 1 inch equals a foot, the fit is 1, right? So a half an inch is 12, quarter inch is 24. So the math is like you take, or no, sorry, half inch is 24. Yeah, half inch is 24, quarter inch is 48.
Oh, just.
So if you take, so if I take 1/2 of an inch equals 1 foot 0 inches, right? So that's my scale that I'm going to print this drawing at, let's just say, right? So I take this one and I multiply it by 12, and that's going to equal my fit, basically within my dimension style. And then the reason that we do that is so that if I have a drawing, right, and I got a drawing like this, and I got multiple drawings here on my drawing, right? This is my title block, like that, right? And this one's half inch, and this one's half inch, and this one's quarter inch, and this one's 1/8, right? So those are 4 different scales that I may have during. This may be a floor plan, and this is a section, and these are details, right? But my building's small enough that I can fill them all on one page, so why do I need to do multiple pages? I'll just do it on one. So, for instance, this would be 96, this would be 24, this would be 24, and this would be 48, basically. So, if you take the 1/2, and then that, like I said, that's why we did all those extra, the 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, right? So that way, when I actually change these, when I look at this and it's all printed out, the text on this one and this one are going to be exactly the same size. So that's the whole thing. You don't want to have the text on one, like, you know, an inch high and the other one a quarter inch, you know, because it just doesn't look professional. So we're trying to keep it professional. So if you think of it this way, this times 12, so it would be fit of 24, right? And if you did a quarter inch, it would be 48, and then so forth. I think an eighth is 96, and then a 16th is like 192, I think. I don't know, my math could be wrong, something like that. Question?
So is there standards that you want us to use for project 1?
I would just go with the quarter inch. This is what the scale is, right? Did we figure out that's what the scale? Because I had it drawn right.
You
I
have
had it
one
drawn.
inch on it.
I had a 1/8, but it should be quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as the dimension, the dimension marking, the style, architectural on them,
I would do it at a quarter inch. Yeah. We just set up a quarter inch, right? Yeah. You could actually copy dimension styles into new drawings too. Yeah. Answer your question?
Yes.
Fair enough. At least part of it, right? Try a quarter inch. Look at it. If it looks too funny, then we could talk. Because it might be, because that's such a weird looking object, it may not be perfect. I can't remember what I did with mine at. Cool.